Hey, the wife's there. What's going on, everybody? I see Brian's here. Hopefully, Brian is staying for the movie. This is the wife's first watch. She has never seen Motel Hell. I am streaming, well, not streaming. I'm playing off of the Shout Factory 4K scan Steelbook disc, hoping anybody else is doing the same. Eric, what's going on? Good to see you. Glad you're here. It is on Amazon Prime, like I said in the description, just in case you do not have that disc. I've got it on and pause. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes, then we'll get started, just in case we get a couple more. I'm not expecting a ton since it's a Sunday, and a lot of people are either at church or worshiping the pigskin gods. So we will see if we get any more in here. How's everybody doing? How's the week going? Anybody watch any of the movies on our watch-along list yet? I watched Baskin yesterday, as is on the list, and holy hell, that movie takes a turn. If you have never seen Baskin, there's definitely going to be a review for that one coming up, because that movie gets kind of crazy. I did not expect everything that was in that one. All right, in case you are streaming, I'm going to get ready to hit play in about 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Feel free to chat along as we watch this. Probably going to be doing a lot of reactions. Scared to watch Baskin. I think the second half is... I could see some people thinking it's disturbing. There are some great scenes in Baskin, though. Some very original scenes. I have not watched this new 4K scan disc yet, and even though it's only 30 seconds in, not too impressed with the quality, I gotta be honest. I think this is one that would do very well with the 4K disc. Eric's watched 4 so far from the list. That's pretty on top of it. So you must have watched Just Before Dawn. Was that your first watch? Just Before Dawn is an odd classic. Not a lot like that one. And Wolfman Jack. Gotta love a name like that. What'd you think of Just Before Dawn, Eric? I forgot there was a few hints for the big twist in that one. Watching it this time, knowing the ending, obviously, it's a lot easier to pick up on, but knowing what was coming, there's a couple things that made me catch what the, I guess, twist of that movie is. Good. Glad you liked it. It is a good little slasher. Nice little redneck backwoods type slasher. For Motel Hell, I think it's hilarious that they originally had wanted Mr. Hooper to direct this one, since he had done Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and there was so much with chainsaws in this one. Odd reason to say this director should work on here, because he's worked with chainsaws before. Classic. Farmer Vincent's Smoked Meats. Is this anybody's first time watch on Motel Hill? Yes, I know it's yours. Thank you. I feel like this one doesn't get the notoriety like it used to be. Nice. By all means, Eric, focus away on the movie, please. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so it kind of feels like a first time watch. What's going on, Ice? Good to see you. Yeah, we just started. Only 6 minutes in on my end. Still hilarious to me that when they put this out originally, they marketed it as pure horror instead of horror comedy, which cutting to a scene that says, "You're eating out my heart and soul, babe." That's a sign of what's to come. My wife is recovering from a really bad cough at the moment. Not to mention, I'm sure at least one of my kids will walk in here at some point during the stream. What? She just knows what goes into her fritters. They made it with some of the comedy elements in mind, but they marketed it as only horror, which is hilarious because some of the taglines clearly allude to the comedy side of it, but they leaned on it because of the whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre aspect. Yeah, they knew it was a black comedy. Creepy old man. Who puts a bumper sticker on the front of their car? You know something shady's going on with Farmer Vincent because all of his like tractor and the truck and everything are way too clean. How do we feel about matching outfits? Personally hate it. Completely agree. We had not to make too many personal stories in this, we had a crazy moment with my wife's mother trying to essentially force our oldest to wear a sailor outfit for photos that the family has traditionally worn when they were younger. And we just said, no, that's creepy AF. No, thank you. And then that came with a guilt trip after we did that. And just, nope, not for us. My son doesn't need to be wearing a sailor outfit because he's 2. But on that note, I also think matching outfits are unsettling in horror movies, so it's a good thing. This was a pretty big movie back then. I'm kind of surprised the lighting is so bad. Imagine the Grady twins in The Shining without matching outfits. Would have been a lot less creepy. Steelbook art is pretty great. I like it a lot more than their old art. The litho that came with it really pops too. Just covering the pigs in food. Ice, the Nightmare on Elm Street one that is in my Thursday night streams and is in the last couple of my videos. That's in the corner of the movie room where, like right next to my Vinegar Syndrome collection. That's actually a Mondo art. Got that in person at Texas Frightmare in 2019. Got a lot of screen prints from Vinegar Syndrome. Got a few of them framed and hung. Not a ton of the other Mondo lines. I think I might have one more. My whole problem is the Mondo setup for their business. It just completely gives all of the I don't know. We'll say the scalpers come with a leg up for Mondo. Not a big fan of that aspect. How can you go up to an inspector with a bloody butcher's knife? I think I've heard of Bottleneck. Maybe Black Dragon. A couple years ago, I was real curious about some first, like the original prints, and try to track down a couple of those. I didn't end up, I think, with any anymore. I think I had one and traded it away. Some of those commissions are really well done. I was behind. I've been telling a couple people behind the scenes I've got a video on bootlegs coming out, and I finally finished it and it's getting uploaded and it'll be up tomorrow. But in there, I talk about custom steelbooks. Some of those commissioned steelbooks look incredible. She went from confused to comfortable, oddly quick. I love the classic 1980s bead doorway, like a porn room. Why'd you giggle at that? Do you not remember old movie shops? It was always either that or saloon doors. Ooh, I bet that's real nice. I'm really stoked actually that that Severin folk horror box set has that um, location map that they're doing with the folk horror. It's a really interesting thing to include. I wish more. I mean, obviously that's kind of a first of its kind type of box set, but I wish more of the art was not necessarily educational, but not just to be pretty. Spectre Bob's going for the classic fuck around and find out method. Hence the childish yelp. Ice, you might need to send me a link for one of those. Ice, if you got a Twitter or Instagram, you can DM me there. Or on Facebook, of course. You see who that is? Not the driver, the guy in the back. I think it's only one that's recognizable. Him, the one passing. You'll see it again. I love that the bottle is so clearly labeled as chloroform. Just in case. Finally, some lighting. Yeah, kind of. The whole movie has sort of a Goosebumps feeling. Yeah, there's a lot of states where public transportation is just not a thing. Even around here, close to a big city, it's still not great. Some of these back roads, it's legitimately like you can go 45 minutes without seeing a car, and it's only one. Makes it a lot more relatable for some of those small town folks. That's the one I was talking about. It's the guy from Cheers, and he played. He's the voice of Ham in Toy Story. What do you mean the foreign VS release? The one they just announced? The what is the title of it? Don't have it all memorized yet. Let me see. Oh, The Laughing Dead, right? I am stoked for it. I love Mondo Macabro, and it reminds me exactly of a Mondo Macabro title. I can't wait to get that at the end of this month. And this month looks obscenely stacked. Makes me really excited for those mystery titles because theoretically those should be better than these. And this month is huge. It's months like this that definitely make me happy to be a subscriber. I love that right after we bring up he played ham, they say it's never tasted ham before. Yeah, the grave looks really good too. And then not to mention Ticks. Ticks is, I'm shocked. Ticks is coming out on 4K from us. Not to mention Camille Keaton and the Nothing Underneath and Too Beautiful to Die. Everything is just crazy good month. Great timing to have a cough attack. It's definitely going around right now. I got an employee on my team since I'm a supervisor that has been going like the exact same daily journey as my wife with all the same symptoms and everything. Back to the terrible lighting in the movie. Yes, kids going back to school in person is definitely a part of it. but an abuse of power. I think it was, but I think I remember. I think I remember it having a different type. Sorry. That nun set, man, it looks so great. I did not order it, but I hope to eventually. I see no mention of it being limited. So IMDb says the monster that challenged the world is from 1957 and is a real movie and is what was playing at the drive-in. The folk set is for sure limited. I believe it was limited to 2,000. Maybe it was 4,000. I think they posted on Facebook or Twitter that set was limited. Definitely. Although they did say they were going to post if it was getting low, and they have not posted that yet. Obviously, the big bundle sold out, but they have not posted about the box itself being close. I just hope we get it this year, to be honest. There goes his perfect truck. Probably late December. My whole thing is it's kind of difficult to gauge right now because of the delays for everything across the board. Um, even stuff that's never really had delays are getting delayed by a week or two, and that's cascading into everything else. Um, we saw that with the that Dune Steelbook got delayed because of a COVID outbreak for the shippers, and then that kept passing down to the next Arrow releases and affected more stuff coming from MVD as well. So Severin uses MVD for the distribution now. They don't use CAV anymore. And if they're going to use MVD and expect it to come on December 6th, if something happens in November, it could push it till the end of the month. And then Severin historically has not been real quick to ship things out, obviously. Also important that the Shawscope and the Folk Horror box set are due almost the exact same date. Yeah, food's kind of important. And I don't know if it's everywhere, just around here. I'm sure there are certain things everywhere that's been a problem, but it is crazy how many shelves have been bare each time I've gone to the store over the last year and a half. It seems like there's always an entire uh, section of food that's like empty or next to empty. And I've spent a lot of beef jerky, the best. I spent a lot of the early part of the lockdown trying to beef up my knowledge on cooking, and that meant a lot of ethnic and out there type of food. And some of those items we couldn't find for literally months. Please don't cough with super hot tea or cider or whatever in your hand. There's the first kid coming up here. Hard to find crackers and cheese. That would be rough. Speaking of that, here's my son. I buy the big, like 1 pound blocks of cheddar, and then I slice them up myself. But yeah, we eat a ton of cheese in this house too. Do UPCs count? Well, I guess not. All of the other ones have UPCs anyways. Motel Hell is great, and it holds up pretty decently. Just wish it was filmed a little better. If you're going to starve, you might want some of Farmer Vincent's fritters. I'm glad we're getting that Kolchak series, though. I don't think there's any actual connection to Annie Lee's with this movie, no. This movie's crazy. Supposedly, when they first wrote the screenplay for this, there were supposed to be actual bestiality takes in this. It's not going to be easy to clean that out with carpet. That's squirt unbelievable. I feel like this movie tried to have like 8 catchphrases. Smell in there has to be wonderful. Tomorrow's movie is The Man Who Laughs. Classic Silent. I think that is streaming. Let me check on that one. Again, only with this FlixFilm crap. Time check. I am at 58 minutes right about now. They're doing the inner tube palm jump right now. Not only that, Brian, supposedly, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it is one of the big inspirations for what the original look of the Joker was. I wonder if this one is in. I wonder if The Man Who Laughs is public domain. Who Laughs is on archive.org. You might actually be able to stream that one. Yeah, The Man Who Laughs is on YouTube, but the whole legal aspect of it, just trying to make sure that it won't get taken down immediately. But if it's on archive, I believe it is free to play for anybody. Definitely might stream that one tomorrow. Speaking of Stockholm Syndrome. He's definitely going to destroy that thing. His name's Reverend Billy. I mean, come on. The door did not move at all. Wow, that's a hell of a box set. I still don't have all of those ones, but I definitely need all of those. Keter, if you got a link to that box, you should put it in the chat there. This guy's driving this whole movie. Keter, do you know offhand if they use the same restoration as Kino, or is it a new restoration of the Golem? Nice. And I think I looked into it already. I think the Eureka and Kino restorations are the same. But I do think Eureka has better extras and probably higher bit rates because a lot of those are some of the older releases from Kino before Kino started to step up their game. Lightning just came upstairs because he made a mess in the bathroom. That's oh, kids. Yes, cord cutters are definitely a different thing nowadays. This is it is a really weird tagline to advertise smoked meats. I've not personally ever questioned it, but I will always remember that in the '90s it was a big running joke to question the meat in so many of those places. Not to mention, there's been real controversies. Like, I don't think it was in the U.S., but IKEA got caught putting horse meat in their meatballs somewhere else. I think they got caught putting horse meat in their meatballs in another country, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was in the UK. My big question is, do these people like do Ida and Vincent? Do they ever sleep? Shish kebab from hot dog carts or rats. Oh, that's gross. At least the meat would be aplenty. It is a mixture. So it takes all sorts of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. See? Good time. Oh, Bob. No light in the entire movie, and they can put a floodlight behind a bunch of these people coming back from the farm. As he throws a foot. This is also a surprisingly great ending for this. A very dangerous place to stage a big fight. Gotta love the trope of shooting the lock to get through a lock door. Like I said, watch another one of those movies, Jonah. IMDb said this duel took 5 days to film. Yeah, I did some detective work, so The visibility, I think, cannot be good. Yes. Well, it is seen once earlier in the movie, but first time actually seen. It's so messed up. Oh yeah, people that are farmers, there's some strength in a lot of that work. Not to mention this cop doesn't seem all that bright, anyways. Went to do some detective work. Yeah, kind of shocking. He reaches out to try to help him. I'll give a couple more minutes here. I'm sure a couple of you are still finishing. Just ended here. This Scream Factory disc actually has a lot on it. If you are interested and don't have it, it's got the making of Motel Hell, shooting old school, uh, the frightful females of fear. Roseanne Keaton remembers an interview with Paul Link, trailers, TV spots, all the same usual stuff. So, as you first time watchers finish up, what'd you think? I love that the dramatic beat at the end there isn't that he was killing everybody, but that he's a hypocrite. What did you think? Tales of Terror is definitely a bit different than this one. Yeah, glad you both seem to like it. It's good stuff. Baskin. So other than Ice, I think Eric said he watched Baskin, or no, he said he watched Just Before Dawn. Did anybody else watch Baskin? We'll get back to Motel Hell, but Baskin's a crazy movie. So what'd you say? So Baskin has a very clear like halfway point. The first half is very. Let me try to make this so this doesn't move so much. The first half is very serious. Well, not serious necessarily. It's very talky and not a lot of horror. And then that second half goes insanity. So Eric says he watched it. Uh, Ice watched it. If anybody else watched it, what do you think of Baskin? I I think that it was one of the most unique villains in a movie I've ever seen. I also watched a couple of the special features, some really interesting takes on there. The father, the villain of the movie, that was his first acting role, and I think he did great. It's clear he was only selected because of his natural look, but I think he did very well. Baskin was an interesting take. Yeah, he was a great bad guy. Some of the kills were pretty brutal in that second half as well. Um, the the intestines being ripped out. I don't know why, but it got me pretty good. The way they did the stitches behind that, it looked really really good. There was a lot of blood in that movie. Um, the the movie was interesting and engaging enough, and then that ending came and brought it back to the circle that it was creating, and that just put it over the top for me. I really liked how they did that. Yeah, I definitely would have looked forward to more with him. Would have been nice to see a sequel, and it seems like the people that did it, they are very proud of that movie and excited to see how it puts them like on the world stage with horror, which it has. I mean, Baskin has a reputation for sure, and it's an interesting movie, and it's I think it was from 2015, right? Look at my list. Baskin is 2015. Some places got it in 2016. It came out in the U.S. on Scream Factory, and what's odd is Severin released it in the UK on Blu-ray, and I don't think Severin has done that for any other titles, but really nice disc from Scream Factory. I wish there would have been a little more on it, but it wasn't a collector's edition or anything, so didn't expect too much. It's just a good take. Really interesting, like the whole separation of class idea that they went into there. Eric says, was visually very impressive, more a series of images to me, though, not so much interest narratively, which I could see that for sure, especially in that second half. It was more just it was a look what we can do type of movie, and I think it was very well done in that case, and it was very well shot, extremely well shot. And some of the things that they went into in the making of that they had to deal with were really impressive, that we got what we got from that. They were saying that they had to film in like a nicer area of town, and people would not even give the actors rides because of where they were from. Like they couldn't they went to take the bus back home, and they couldn't even get on the bus. There was so much to that movie visually, and the idea that this mansion in the middle of nowhere is like a portal to hell or whatever was fascinating. Plot wise, it was messy for sure, but just like Eric just said, glad I saw it. Same with Motel Hell. Glad to watch it again. I think it's a classic for a reason. I think that at the time it came out, obviously it was leaning on Texas Chainsaw Massacre for a lot of it, but really well done. I wish the lighting was a little better in the movie, but it's definitely creepy in some aspects. And looking forward to this week, I think tomorrow might be a good candidate to stream The Man Who Laughs together. That will be a first-time watch for me. And actually, Tuesday will be as well. I was reading the title of the movie. The Wailing on Tuesday is my first time. Didn't Raven Banner release it too? I believe they did in Canada. Yes. And Raven Banner, for those of you that don't pay attention to them, they have a lot going for them. They're coming up on another one of my boutique labels I collected, So Should You videos. They are doing some very special things recently, especially. They just put out a release of The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Really good movie in my opinion, but just their artwork on it alone is capturing people. Raven Banner, surprisingly good set of releases. They also just put out Deathgasm with a couple different variants on the release. Their big one recently, of course, was Psycho Goreman. They put out the Hunky Boy edition of that movie. Nice. I've got the Flickr Alley for The Man Who Laughs, and first time viewing for me. A lot of the classics I have just been procrastinating on, basically. So it's going to be my first time for a few of them this month. I believe I've seen all of Nosferatu, but the Golem will be a first-time watch. I'm going to try to do Cabinet of Caligari. And I think Haxan, if that's how you pronounce it, probably not how you pronounce it. I think I've seen some of it, but not the entire thing. All right. Are you cool with us streaming The Man Who Laughs tomorrow night? We will stream The Man Who Laughs tomorrow night. And now that I see that it's available on archive.org and YouTube, I'll be putting those links out for everybody probably a little later tomorrow night. I'm going to say about, let me check my calendar. Huh? That's exactly what I was thinking. I just want to make sure there's nothing else going on. Tomorrow night. All right. I'm going to say, we have a baseball game tomorrow, too. Yep. I think it's at 5:50. or 5:10 even. So yeah, I'm going to say probably about 7:45. We'll meet up on here tomorrow night, 7:45 Central, and then we'll probably chat for a few minutes before we get started. See if we can get some more eyes on it tomorrow night, especially with it being free. I might post a couple more times, see if we can get some more people in the watch along. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your movie, whether it be a first-time watch or multiple time. This is a classic. Glad the wife got to see it finally. If you don't have it, pick up that Scream Factory Steelbook. I believe it's still in print and available. Got the steel of that. I've not seen the steel of The Wailing. I'm going to take a look at that. I've got the Well Go release of it, so that's what I'll be watching. And for those of you that don't know, The Wailing, it is available on Amazon Prime. I will not be streaming that one on Tuesday, but it is available. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Looking forward to the rest of the week. My video on the bootlegs will be up tomorrow, just an FYI. And then another one coming out later in the week. See you guys soon. Have a good weekend.